Matt here with MKA-Matt's Kayaking Adventure. I like to spend a minute talking about tents and tarps. A lot of talk on Facebook about how big a tarp do I need to cover my tent? Do I really need a tarp to cover my tent? Do I need a footprint for my tent? I have been camping for lots of years and I have never put a tent on a tarp. I've never put a tarp over a tent. I have never taken a tarp with me on a camping trip for the purpose of the use with a tent. Taken tarps for shade and that kind of thing, but never for the purpose of a tent. And I've always stayed dry with my tent. First thing you want to do is you want to buy a good quality tent, a good name brand tent. Nothing cheap. Spend a little money, get a good tent from a good manufacturer, and that's easy to find. Just go online and you know you can find your good product people, whatever. What I've always used is I currently have found this to be excellent. In other years, I've used stuff called Camp Dry, spray can, aerosol can, just like this. And what I do is it's a water repellent. The Camp Dry and this is a water guard, water repellent, and it works on all your fabrics. So what I do, because I kayak camp, I don't have room to take a tarp to put under my tent. I don't have the room for a tarp to cover my tent. I just don't have that kind of room in my kayak. Plus, I don't want to take the extra time to put a tarp over my tent. I got a tent. Why do I need a tarp to stay dry? Spray this on your tent just as if you're painting your tent. All right. If you have a rain fly, put the rain fly on your tent and spray that again. So you spray your entire tent with this stuff. And you put your rain fly on, or maybe separately, whatever, spread it out, and spray your rain fly with this. Your tent will not leak water. Put it on. I put on kind of heavy. The directions on the can say spot test for color change. I don't really care about that. If it changes the color of my tent a little bit, it makes me no different. You shake the can before using, and 2 or 3 shakes every 20-30 seconds during application. Well, you're shaking it anyway when you're spraying your tent because you're going to use this as if you're spray painting your tent. Uh, where was I? Hold can, okay, whatever. Spray with a slow sweeping motion until the surface is uniformly wet, just like spray painting. You put an even coat of spray paint on whatever it is you're painting, an even coat of this on your tent, just like you're spray painting your tent. Put this on the tent itself and then on the rain fly. Your tent will not leak. I believe in this stuff. I've used it. Well, this is actually a new product, but I have used it. My latest Gasconade River trip, I treated my tent with it. We had some good rain that one night, and I had nothing in my tent. That's the other trick. When you put your stuff in the tent, it can be right next to the wall. That's good, because you don't want to keep it a foot away from the wall because that's going to limit your living space inside your tent. As long as it's not touching. I mean, it could be an eighth inch away from your tent as long as it's not touching the tent. Okay? So you spray your tent down with this. When you set up the inside of your tent with your clothes and your lights and whatever equipment you're going to put in there, make sure it can be next to the wall, just not touching continually. The tent may flap a little bit and it may touch whatever here and there. That's okay. Don't worry about that. As long as it's not a constant contact with the wall, your tent will not leak. I don't know what it is about having it touching, something touching. It'll seep through a little bit. I don't get that. But it will happen. The other thing you can do is once you get your tent put up, you open the door, get at the door of your tent, hands and knees, and with your hands, you kind of spread out with your hands and feel. And you can feel through the tent before you walk on it or before you get in it. I mean, yeah, you got to crawl in your tent to do this. But you're on your hands and knees and you're feeling for whatever the whole floor area of your tent as you're crawling in. So as you're crawling in, your main weight's going to be on your knees while you're feeling with your hands for sharp objects, sticks, twigs, whatever. So you know what your knees are going to be on, not going to damage your floor. Now I have come across sticks under my tent that I didn't see or, whatever. This happens. In that case, while your tent's up, you can maybe unstake your tent a little bit in one corner or whatever, reach in and get that out. You ain't got to worry about a tarp. Put this on once a year. Let it dry before you put it away, obviously. Let it dry before you get in and go to sleep. Alright, so now that I put the tent up in the front yard, I'm ready to start my waterproofing. Notice I did not put the rain fly on it. So I'm going to get my waterproof can, shake it up a little bit, and you'll see I left the flap on the door unzipped. So I want to go ahead and open my door, step in, zip that up. Alright, so now we got that zipped up. Close up the door nice and tight. Like that. Okay. Now, make sure all the I'm going to do, I'm just going to spray it like I'm painting it. A little bit breezy, so I'm going to hold my can a little closer so I get it all in there really good. And I'm just going to do this. Just literally spray it down real good. Starting at the top and working down. Get all the seams real good. Like this. Get that out of the way so I get under that real good. Alright. I'm going to do each side just as I'm doing here. It's okay if it runs and drips like that. It's not really painting. We don't really care about that. Let it all run down. Get it all real good and wet. Just like that. And all the seams. Just get it really good. Just like that. Don't worry about that screen right there. It'll be alright. Not gonna hurt nothing. And I got this all done, almost. Make sure you get it under the rain fly and everything. Under the little fly thing for the tarp, for the zipper. Whatever I'm talking about. Alright, get all that real good. Get up under here real good. Alright. Do your entire tent just like that. Okay, you may have noticed that this tent seems to be missing the rain fly. Nope, it's not missing the rain fly. I did not put it on yet. Now that I have the entire tent sprayed, I'm going to put the rain fly on and do the same thing to the rain fly. Okay? You put the rain fly on. After you spray the tent, spray the rain fly. And you will never have to worry about putting a tarp over your tent ever again. Do this once a year and don't ever worry about a tarp again. Alright, I hope this helps. It's a good tip. I use it all the time and I have never had a problem with my tent leaking water. Alright, stay tuned for my next video.